What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the live. I appreciate it. Welcome to the YouTube. If you guys are watching right now, I really do appreciate it. But let me go ahead and start with something that is silently taxing and destroying small businesses. It's not inflation. It's not the algorithm. It's not even the competition at this point. It's unproven paid advertising. Uh, Pretty much almost every day that I sit here, I go on LinkedIn, different social media accounts. I see entrepreneurs pour money into ads and they hope that something sticks. And when you think about it, you actually take a step back. Hope is not a real strategy. It's simply not. Ads are not even a strategy. Traffic's not even a strategy at the end of the day. And if you're spending money before you actually have proof, you're not really scaling. You're just gambling with your money. And tonight, what I want to do is fix that. So by the end of this session, you'll probably understand, or you will have a better understanding of why organic proof is your risk mitigation lawyer, how to turn content into conversion data, when to scale, when to stop, and how to build paid campaigns that multiply revenue instead of draining it. Absolutely no bullshit here. And on this channel, we do curse. So if you have kids, get them out the room. And what you're going to find here is strictly structure. No excuses, no handouts, no pity parties whatsoever. So, first things first. I noticed that there is something I like to consider a gambler's mistake, and that is the illusion of immediate scale, right? Because most entrepreneurs, what they'll do is they believe ads are the shortcut to scaling and building their business. They pretty much think, hey, I just need more traffic, or if I boost this, I'll get sales. The algorithm will figure it out on its own. And it doesn't work like that at all. Because the truth about it is ads amplify what already works. They expose what doesn't. Now, if your messaging when it comes to your respective business is unclear, ads make it more expensive. If your offer is weak, ad makes the offer weakness way more visible than it normally should. If your position is based in utter confusion, what will happen here is ads will make that confusion public. So, in other words, you have to realize that paid ads don't fix the strategic problems here. What they do is they accelerate them. And that is why so many businesses say, I tried ads, they didn't work. Well, did you ever try running anything organically first? Building an actual rapport with your prospects and your leads. Because I can guarantee you at this point, and in marketing and sales, we rarely make guarantees, but I can guarantee this, that your ad didn't fail. It was the proof that was missing is what made the ad fail. So let me go ahead and talk about what organic proof really is, because a lot of people don't understand that whatever they think organic proof really is. Because organic is really the testing lab. Organic content is not about going viral. It's about gathering intelligence. When you post content organically, what you're collecting is my message resonating with my audience? Am I touching on all the pain points with my audience, or with my prospects, I should say? The comments, what's the quality of the comments? Am I getting negative feedback in my comment section? Am I getting positive feedback in the comment section? Am I getting vague reactions? How's my DM? Is my DM blowing up? Are people actually clicking on the links that I send them? Are people saving the videos and posts that I post? Are people sharing this stuff? And these are not vanity metrics by far. These are what you will call signal indicators. Now, if a post ends up getting comments that ask questions, that's what you would call a buying intent. If a post gets saves, that is perceived value. And if a post triggers DMs, that's what you would consider demand for what you have. And organic proof answers one critical question. Does the market really care? Because if the market cannot generate engagement, or if you cannot generate engagement without money, your market's not going to know what you're doing. And not only that, organically, they're going to sit there and look at you like, why would you even do this? You shouldn't even have spent money on this ad. Plain and simple is what they're going to do. And this is where there's a validation model behind all this, because there's 4-step organic to paid model. Okay. This is something I wanted to touch on. So step 1 is publish consistently around one core problem. Step 2 is identify your top 10% performing post. Step 3 is analyze why they worked. Step 4 is only then allocate an ad budget. Now, when I say allocate an ad budget, I mean allocate an ad budget to which post received the most likes, the most shares, the most saves, the most views, because that is what is letting you know what resonates with your audience more. So not only that, let me clarify this. You are not boosting random posts. Like I just said, what you're doing is you're scaling proven psychological triggers. So let's say, for instance, right? Let me think of an example so I can paint a picture here for you guys. If you have 3 posts about pricing strategy and they outperform every other post that you speak on, that is not a coincidence. That is a market signal. That is your audience telling you where your revenue lives at. You see, most businesses ignore this and they want to create like 50 pieces of content. One seems to perform well and the others, they just tend to ignore it. They run ads to something untested pretty much, right? And that's not what you call scaling. That is what you call ego at play. So since we're speaking on audience, there is a difference between a cold, a warm, and a hot audience, because there's a structure here. Because traffic temperature, when I'm speaking on, the traffic temperature actually matters. And you have to realize that not all traffic is equal. Cold traffic does not know who the fuck you are. Your warm traffic's probably met you once or twice, probably shook hands, gave you a little head nod, probably got to know each other's names and all that, right? Now your hot traffic has already shown you buying signals. If you run conversion ads to cold traffic, you're asking strangers to marry you on the fucking first date. And I don't know anyone that does that. And strategically, here's how this works, right? So let's say organic builds warm audiences. Engagement builds familiarity, and retargeting converts intent, right? That means your cold market, you have to build a rapport with them first. You don't automatically go into your cold market, them not knowing you, not trusting you, never even hearing of you. You don't do that. So this is the ads. Your ads should follow this sequence. All right. That means value content ads to cold audiences. That means your audiences who do not know you, you should be posting value to them. In other words, telling them who you are, why you're here, what your brand message is, or what the company stands for. Who do that way they can figure out if they morally align with you or not. And anything else is really inefficient. You know, ads are like a scalpel, pretty much in doctors' terms. They're like a scalpel. Um, they're not a shotgun. Simply, just not. And there's a money math behind this too, because the financial reality of it. Let's go on ahead and talk numbers now. Is if your offer converts at 1%, you spend $1,000 to drive 1,000 clicks to your offer. That 1% is only 10 buyers, when really you should have had 10%, right? So if your profit per sale is 50, that means you made $500. You didn't really make that $500. You just lost $500. because you spent $1,000 and only got half of your money back. You didn't make anything. You lost money. So in other words, imagine you've validated organically, right? And you improve conversion to 4%. So now you have the same $1,000, but now you have 40 buyers after you spent that $1,000 on your ad. Hopefully you'll end up getting $2,000 in revenue. Now you have your margin. Now you have your margin. So the difference was not the ad platform, it was the proof behind it. And ads magnify conversion efficiency. So that brings us to strategic discipline, what I love to speak about the most, right? So here's the rule. You never scale confusion, because if you scale confusion, that means you're going to end up paying to test the message, and you never pay to test the messaging whatsoever. You never even run ads to an unvalidated offer, because if you do, that means you're not using your organic to test your headlines. You're not using your organic to test your hooks, which is things you should be doing. You need to use organic to test your headlines. You need to use organic to test your hooks, to test your objections, to test your pricing angles. And once you do that, you can now deploy capital to see what worked and double down on it. See, disciplined businesses treat ad spend like investment capital. Undisciplined businesses treat it like lottery tickets. So, in other words, you have to choose your identity. So, here's the reality, right? Most people understand this conceptually. Very few tend to execute it structurally. And I believe that from what I've seen throughout my marketing career and sales career and things like that, it's really due to it requiring execution. And execution requires, when it comes to marketing, it requires funnel mapping, it requires messaging architecture, it requires content sequencing, it requires retargeting strategy, it requires budget allocation discipline. And most businesses are really just improvising. And improvisation is very, very, very expensive. You don't believe me? You go out here, spend $1,000 on an ad, and you don't see any money from it whatsoever. Tell me that wouldn't be fucked up to you. So that brings us to this, right? Now, if this actually resonated with you, you have two options from here on out. You either can keep boosting, posts, and hoping, or you can actually build a system. So if you haven't heard of my Ultimate Online Marketing Sales Guide bundle, inside of there, we walk through organic validation framework, content to conversion mapping, paid scaling architecture, audience segmentation strategy, profit first ad budgeting as well. And I'm letting you know now, this is not theory, it is an operational blueprint. If you're serious about building leverage instead of chasing engagement, this is your next move. The enrollment is open now. Click the link on the stream. Okay, it's already in the description section. Just go to the description section, click that link in there. All right. Review the details. Decide based on logic, not emotion. Because if you're ready to stop gambling and start scaling, this is where you begin. Build proof, then deploy capital. But with that being said, thank you for taking time out to watch the live. I really do appreciate it. And this your man Shelby. I'm out.